All right, didn't Melissa kill it? That was awesome. I'm glad she's in my downline, that's all I know. Guys, I am so excited to be here to be able to talk to you about our life in the world of LifeVantage. A lot of part of that because there's many of you who may have started this in more of a traditional network marketing style. And that's really how we started when we first jumped in this business. But then we, how shall I put it, conquered the crossover. We learned how to make this in the world of social media too, and that's really kind of the topic I want to talk about, but you kind of just heard the story of our introduction there, where at the very, very beginning of all this, my wife was the one who jumped into this. And I'll be honest with you, I wanted absolutely nothing to do with this industry. Nothing. I had a very big no against it in my mind, and it was one of those things that ultimately, when all is said and done, it's because I didn't understand the industry. And it wasn't until I started learning, really mostly from my wife and what she was doing, what this industry was about. And it wasn't about sales pitches. You know what it was? It was about helping people. And when my wife first enrolled and signed up, her very first things out of her mouth when she asked me if she could jump in this was, hey, I know a lot of people that this can help. That was her words. And from that very moment, she went out there, she started talking to people, and did just an amazing, amazing job. And really, for the first several months, really worked this by herself. And after a few months, I started seeing the success that she had, still somewhat cautious, right? But I'm seeing money, I'm thinking, is this illegal, right? And I wasn't yet convinced for the full part, but I finally started to engage myself, and I started committing to helping her out. And let me just explain what committing to helping her out means. This is an important thing for you to know. What committing to help her out was we do at home meetings or big meetings, you know, as far as like hotels and things. And I would be the guy that sat in the very, very back. So for those of you back there, I see you. That was me. One thing different about me was that I was on my phone watching ESPN or some sports game at the point in time. That's what I did. But hey, I was there, right? I was supporting. And so after a few months, I saw the people who were presenting for us, and I kid you not when I say some of these meetings were going 2.5 to 3.5 hours long. And I finally got in my mind, I told my wife, I said, you know what? If these people can do this long, I know I can do this business, and I'll take off about 2.5 hours of that presentation and make it a lot faster. And so I started helping, engaging, actually doing some presentations, working with my wife, inviting people to hear the presentation, and watching my wife as she worked, and she really just became a master of doing this business in the traditional style, the kneecap to kneecap, the belly to belly, the home meetings, that type of thing. And she did a really good job because her whole thing was that she was connecting to people's pain, needs, and wants. She was giving them a solution without ever giving a sales pitch. And that was an amazing thing to watch that as people were jumping in and wanting to become part of it. And so although I was there helping in the background, not nearly as much as she was working, when all was said and done, she became a Pro 7 within about 3 years. In fact, she hit Pro 7 on her birthday. So how cool is that, right? So obviously in my being inspired from my wife, I'm like, you know what, I can do this too. And so I decided to jump in about a year later after she hit Elite Pro 7, and I decided to do this business myself and work on it. And there's one thing about me that I really enjoyed was I love the world of online. And I had a website development company, and ultimately I knew that there was an angle there that I didn't know yet how to conquer, but ultimately when all is said and done was something that we were able to do. And so after a couple years, I learned how to conquer the world of online and go from traditional to the social media world. So this business has truly changed life. Guys, we didn't know anything about network marketing. And you might be that person here today and say, you know what, I love network marketing, but my spouse, fill in the blank. I hear a slow, steady rumble. Maybe that's because your spouse is sitting next to you right now. That was still nervous. Did you hear that? It was still a nervous laugh. Well, here's the thing. What we've learned, and what I can say from my own personal world, is that the reason why I decided to jump in was not because my wife was making millions and millions of dollars. You know why I jumped in? It was because of her consistency and her desire to help people. And as she was consistently consistent and she continued to help people, yes, the money did come in, but it saw me that this is a business, and I don't mean this in any way negative, this was a business that anybody could do with consistency. So because of this business, obviously, we've really has totally changed our life. And, you know, people often ask me what I do, and I say I'm a work-from-home dad with a work-from-home wife. And that's a powerful statement to a lot of people. So what do you think the very first question after I say that is? What do you do? Well, I will tell you, right? Obviously, this business has allowed us to travel all around the world. As my intro said, we used to travel full-time in an RV with our 4 kids. And I'm going to tell you something. If you've never done that, it is one of the most amazing experiences you can ever do. Just constantly traveling and going places and doing things. We call it road schooling because we homeschooled and we did that at the same time. And it was such an awesome opportunity to be able to do that. So we've obviously had a lot of opportunity. This is my family here, the different places that we've been, obviously just different places that the company sent us, as well as our travels and things. But guys, the key is a lot of you are in the traditional methods. How many of you want to jump into social media and make something happen with social media? Go ahead and raise your hand. I'm seeing you out there. That's a lot of you. Well, the problem is a lot of us get a very big fear about social media because they think it's this giant thing that they absolutely have to conquer. Like, oh man, that's for them, not for me. I'm not that person who's just a total extrovert that wants to be on, you know, social media all the time. Let me just tell you this. Don't feel like you have to start there. Take this small steps at a time, and we'll help you do that. So today, my topic is really just to help those of you who are in traditional network marketing, or maybe you just started social media, just to start taking small steps in the world of social media. I don't want you to feel like you have to eat the whole elephant at the same time, right? So these are small things. These aren't big things, and they're not necessarily profound things for that matter. They're just little things that will help you ease into social media. So, some of you might be saying, well, which one's better? Is traditional network marketing or is social media network marketing better? And the answer is they both work insanely well if you do them right. Up here in the front here on these beautiful white couches, the majority of these Pro 10s here are still doing traditional network marketing. They built their Pro 10 positions in traditional network marketing. They have multi-million-dollar businesses because of traditional network marketing. Pro 10s, does it still work? Okay. But there's also some people on this in these couches that do it almost purely from social media. And they're going to say, yeah, social media still works. Okay? You all know who that was, right? And she does an amazing job at it. So then people ask me all the time, well, what method of social media should I use? Is there one that's better than others? I'm going to say, look, there is positives and negatives to all of them. And so I want to just encourage you, before you just bite into one of them, it's really important to kind of understand some foundational things when it comes to social media. So both traditional works, social media works, different styles of social media works. And so you can have an insane business in both, but I think that in 2022, every single person in this room, you need to be able to take a step into the social media world and make some major things happen with it. So let me give you some help here. Let me give you some hints here to make this happen. So first of all, I want to say start with the small things. Start with the small things. Guys, we're not here to make you do big, massive things at the beginning. I want you to get your feet wet. Don't feel like that you have to fully engage yourself in this whole thing. If you're nervous, we're going to give you some small steps to help you. So here's those small things, your profile, birthdays, and contents. Now, I am a huge Facebook fan. I like Instagram, I like TikTok, but Facebook is my favorite for a lot of different reasons, for the culture, the atmosphere, the control, all the different things that you're going to get in the world of Facebook. So I really love Facebook, but one of the things about Facebook as well is that there's more people on Facebook than any other social media platform. In fact, there's over 3 billion people on Facebook. So here's the thing, even if you royally mess up in Facebook, guess what? There's still 3 billion people left to work with. So don't be nervous about it. And that was kind of the mindset that I came in there, invincible and bulletproof, that I know that if I mess up over and over and over, there's still 3 billion people there that are asking and praying for things that I can offer. So understand that, come in there with that world. So Understand that content is fire and social media is gasoline. We all understand that content is valuable, but when you can add social media and eyeballs from literally all around the world, you can absolutely make things amazing. When this first happened to us, I was doing a post in a group on Facebook, and within an hour on one of my posts, I have over 1,000 comments, tons and tons of likes, and I had over 200 people message me within the hour saying, Jason, what is it that you do? When that happened, guess what? I got really excited because I was like, I think I just cracked the code. And if this can do this, this is a powerful, powerful opportunity. So, in your profile, I'm going to throw a couple things up on the screen. I'm not necessarily going to go through all of those just for sake of time, but you're going to kind of see, I'm going to use an example here of my profile. So first of all, you notice the pictures up there right out the gate. Notice that they're not the picture of my dog or my gerbil. I don't even have a gerbil, but if I did, it would not be the picture that's up there. I encourage you to have a professional picture of yourself up there, and obviously then you see a picture of my wife and I up there as a background picture, but the key piece is being clear and professional in what you're doing. I think it's important for people to see you and say, oh, that person's not some weirdo, right? And then people, trust me, they will look at your Facebook, and I can't tell you, when I first heard this, I thought this was a negative thing, but I learned shortly thereafter this is actually a positive term. Hey, Jason, I was stalking you on Facebook. Now, in the beginning, that sounds a little creepy, but I promise you, it's a positive thing. And so ultimately, they wanted to know what I did, and they looked through my Facebook profile and kind of got a general idea, but they wanted to learn more. And so ultimately, my goal was to get them to a Zoom call. So a couple things, again, a clear picture, as I said, but on the left-hand side, you'll also see several places for them to connect with you. That's important. We want to make sure that they can connect with you, so make sure that's clear. Let them know how they can find you, how they can come along with you and learn more about you. Make yourself available, and that will help you tremendously in this whole thing. Now, there's a whole conversation in regards to friend requests and all that kind of stuff. You're saying, man, I only have 200 friends. How is this going to work with me? Go friend more people. That's what social media is about, isn't it? Go friend more people, and eventually you're going to realize whether these are people who you like to hang around with or talk to, and if you don't like them, guess what? There's this really cool feature on Facebook. It's called unfriending. So I encourage you to unfriend them and get other people there, and then build your Facebook group. You can have 5,000 friends on Facebook. So let me just put it this way. You can be picky, you can be choosy, or you can just do mass friendship. Now, don't mass friendship everybody in the same day, because then Facebook will then ban your account, and then that's a problem within itself. So just to kind of put those things out there. Now, another thing I do every day that literally takes me about 5 minutes a day is I wish everybody a happy birthday. There's a little cool feature on social media, or specifically Facebook, that will actually give you a list of all the people who are having birthdays today. That is if they want it to be public. Okay? And the cool thing is I just go to their messenger. I find personally that in their messenger is the best place for two reasons. Number one, I'm in their inbox. It gives them a special little bubble saying somebody's contacting you. And not only that, but if they actually do respond, which they don't always, when they do respond, the algorithms of Facebook allow it for them to see more of my posts, which is what I want, isn't it? And so I message every single person. Let me just be very clear on that, because some of you are like, well, I'm friends with you on Facebook, Jason. You haven't wished me happy birthday. Get over it. But the reason for that is because I don't necessarily say happy birthday to a lot of people that I already know are in LifeVantage. No offense. I just don't have time for that. No, I just have other things to do. Okay? Don't be offended by that. I want to make sure that, you know, I'm using this for the advantage of my business. So I use that, and I message them every day. So the key is be creative, be consistent, and I love asking a question. So I'm actually going to give you something here in the last year that I've done. And this is a post, so you can see there's a baby with his face just totally diving in the chocolate cake there. And it says, enjoy your birthday to the fullest. And right up there I said, happy birthday. What is your birthday goal this year? That's it. I can't tell you how many people I've had engage with that. I can't tell you how many times I've signed up a distributor because they then go Facebook stalk me and want to know what I do from that simple little thing. Did I try to sell them anything? Nope, all I was doing was just connecting. In fact, this particular guy, as you can see, he's a little bit of a sarcastic guy. He says his diet starts and he says, hey, thanks, I appreciate the pressure to do something with my life on my day off. Way to make me feel like a loser. He's a funny guy. He didn't take it in a bad way. But that starts engagement, doesn't it? Starts conversation. So I'm going to have you guys help me out a little bit. Can you do that? I'm encouraging you guys to be creative in how you do the different things that you do. So can you guys help me? Yeah? You're going to anyway. So here we go. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little recording right now. And this is going to be my next year of my video presentations for my group. I'm just trying to give you some ideas. How many of you know the song Happy Birthday? You do? Okay, good. How many of you can sing? Okay, a few of you. That was not very many, though. All right. So I do know, we're not singing to her today, but I do know that it is Pro 8 Tracy Blanch's birthday today. So there you go. She's 21. So just to throw that out there to you. All right. So here's the deal, guys. I'm going to sing. You're going to help me out. When it comes to the part where it says happy birthday to whoever, just say happy birthday to you. Okay? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this thing, and you're going to see what's going to happen. You're going to see how it unravels, and try to sing your best, okay, on tune. Can we do that? All right. So, you ready? Yep. Okay, hold on. Everyone's messaging me right now. This is not the time to do that. Okay, here we go. Oh, I got to put on video. That would have been really upsetting to me if I just did on photo. Okay. Hey there, this is Jason Kokenzie. I am on stage with several hundred, there you go, several hundred people out here who are entrepreneurs who are learning how to build business online. Isn't that cool? And so I thought I would take time because I heard it was your birthday today. So I want to wish you a happy birthday, and I told them that they can wish you a happy birthday too. So, hey, guess what? Happy birthday, and here they are. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday. Hope you have a great day. There you go. Now, I know that maybe not necessarily everybody here has that same opportunity, right now. But be creative in the way that you do this. Because I promise you, if you do these things, it's going to absolutely change the way that you do your business and how being creative. Guys, you don't have to be like ultra creative. You don't have to spend hours and hours. That little GIF, it's not a GIF in case you're wanting to know, that little GIF that I put in the Facebook right there on the screen, guys, I just quickly put happy birthday GIF in Facebook search, and boom, that's what I found out, and pop, boom. And that's how it works. Let's move on real quick. And thank you guys for doing that, by the way. All right, so content, guys. So content's important, right? It's kind of like the thing. It's the most important thing about all this. But your goal with content is not to give a sales pitch all the time. People get sold things all the time online. And when it comes to the world of social media, it's really important for you to be captivating in what you do. So your goal is to want people to get to know who you are and what it is that you offer. So think about it as a movie trailer. How many of you ever seen a movie trailer and you went to the movie, brought your family, spent $100, and after all is said and done, the movie trailer ruined everything? How many hated that? Right? That's not what we want you to be. We want you to captivate people. And the most important thing here, what does it say right there? Be you. Don't try to be me. Don't try to be like the awesome Pro 10 Rachel Picard, okay? Make sure that you just be you. That's the key piece right there, okay? Let's move on here. And profile, be you. Who are you? Groups, this is where I find a lot of my business. I go to groups, my personal groups that I create, as well as groups that I participate. And the key thing with groups is, guys, be part of groups that you like to be in. Be part of groups that you can give value in, that you can learn from, as well as give back and help that world. So I'm in groups of all different types of varieties, and so I'm not in groups that I don't care about. So I'm not going to be in groups like crochet. Not my world. I know nothing about it. So why would I be in that? But that might be your thing. You might like horses. You might like cars. I don't care what it is, but just get in those groups and be a part of it. Now, here's just a couple things for me that I've learned. I like private groups. I like groups that have 10,000 members or more. There's a lot more I could say about that, but just a quick thing here. Don't push people to where you want to be. Meet them where they are. And I'm going to give you a little example of what this looks like.
What can I get you?
I'll take the special and a Pepsi Max, please.
Good song.
Great song.
So, Pepsi Max has 0 calories, huh?
Yep.
How many calories?
0.
0?
0.
I think he likes it.
What are you doing?
YouTube.
Oh.
Pepsi Max. 0 calories. Maximum Pepsi taste.
All right, guys, that's it. Content is king, isn't it? Be creative, be who you are. Content is king, but engagement is queen. And the lady rules the house. My encouragement is be creative, engage your audience, and I promise you your social media world will completely change. Thank you guys very much. You guys have a good day.